Hey, hello, welcome. We're going to watch a movie. We're going to watch Tintorera, Tiger Shark, or Killer Shark. It's got a few different names. It is a film from 1977, a Mexican-British production. It stars the beautiful, the wonderful Susan George. It's just over my shoulder there, looking a bit concerned. And it is based on a novel. This is 77, so we're obviously just beginning the huge shark exploitation boom. And Stephen Scarlatta's shark exploitation documentary, I highly recommend it. It's currently on Shudder, or you'll be able to find it in other places too. He's been working on that for years. I listened to his movies that were never made, or the best movies never made, I think it's called. His podcast, I listened to it quite a lot. Can't remember the name of it, but it's about movies that don't get made. But they did one about Jaws 3 People Zero, which is also in my live section. I did a video on that as well. But we're going to watch Tintorera. The link to this is in my description. It is free on YouTube. And yeah, let's get into it. So it's directed by René Cardona Jr., stars Susan George, Hugo Stiglitz, Fiona Lewis, and Andrés García. And it is based on a novel by oceanographer Ramón Bravo, who studied the species of shark known as the Tintorera, 19 feet, 5 foot, 5.8 meters shark, and discovered the sleeping sharks of the Isla Mujeres. So what's that? Island Mother, a mother island. 1970s and 80s, very similar to Jaws. I'm just reading this off an overview. Big film for Quentin Tarantino. He loved this. He has a copy of this in his private collection. He shows this to people. I did not know that. So most of it is filmed in that Isla Mujer, Mother Island, near Cancun, Mexico. All the underwater scenes were filmed using submarine expertise of Ramón Bravo. And there are two versions of this, the so-called uncut version with nudity for foreign markets and a cut version for domestic versions. The English dub does have Susan George and Fiona Lewis's voices in it. However, they lost that one and a new one was created with American voice actresses. So we'll see which one we get on YouTube in a moment. So let's get started. Let's get going. So when you see play, I'll give you time to get this up. It's on YouTube. The YouTube page is called Hollywood Movies. They have 1.02 million subscribers, and it was uploaded a year ago. So if you can find that, it's an hour and 56 minutes long. We're going to watch this film together. So when you see play on the screen and when you've got it loaded up, you can obviously do this in the future, which is amazing. Hi, how is it in the future? And I will press play. And when you see play, then join me. Boom. Okay. So starts off. Susan George got top billing as she should, and we're under the water straight away. It's like a big letter K on my screen. I'm not quite sure why that is. Let's put that on the bottom there so you don't forget. And we're seeing some cloudy seas here. There's a big letter K on the screen, the middle of the screen at the moment. I do not know why that is. It comes under romance horror movie. Romance horror. Trusting. Tintorera! Exclamation point, and then the upside down exclamation point. I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. So I'll do my best with some of the names and things that are going on, but I'm hoping this will be in English. I have relatives who do speak fluent Spanish, but I am sadly not one of them. My dog is fast asleep at the moment. This dramatic John Williams-esque shark music is not concerning her. I mean, even though obviously it's easy to say, oh, is a very kind of obvious thing to do. It's only obvious because it became so ubiquitous everywhere. I'm just turning the sound down a bit in case I get shut down for the soundtrack. I don't know. And now we're at a holiday resort, and the music's suddenly gone from in a sort of slightly off John Williams kind of vibe to everyone partying and chilling out around the hotel. It just says foreign music on the subtitles. Ah, foreign music. So a guy strutting around. He's got big old muscles, and he's just kind of strutting and walking around like he owns the place. I'm a huge Susan George fan. I really like Die Screaming Marianne. She's in so many great things, and she seems like a really cool person. Likes horses and animals, and just seems like a lovely lady. Obviously, a stunningly beautiful lady as well. Made some interesting choices in the 70s with her films. If you've seen the Pete Walker film Die Screaming Marianne, I recommend it if you haven't. This guy's just walking around just showing people his muscles. I guess what's the phrase? If you got it full onto it. Oh, and he's got a cocktail, and no, he's giving the cocktail back. I don't know. Or is he working there? I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so I have got a Spanish version. This is going to be interesting to follow. But that might mean, though... Oh, we're back into English now. That's good. How are you doing? Good. So this might be the original version where we've got the English actresses, their own actual voices. So there's a guy in hospital here, and there's with a beard. He looks a bit Matt Hooper-esque. It looks like he's been out of it for a while because he doesn't know how long he's been in hospital. I have not seen Tintorera before. I love sharksploitation films. The Last Shark and things like that. I even like the ones that have kind of where they just replace shark with something else like Grizzly. I mean, Grizzly is essentially Jaws, but just with a bear, isn't it? Like Billy Bear. No, not like Billy Bear. A group of various aged men here just wandering around, shouting. Oh, shouting at their one of their relatives to come back to the house. And she's decided she's not going to. And they all turn around. That's so strange. All four of them walked into the water. Only one of them called her, and then all four of them walked back. She's having a great time in the water, and we know what that means, don't we? It's going to be problems. Oh, he was underwater hiding so that the family didn't see him. He was scubaing, but he was probably heavy petting in the swimming pool, which, well, there was not a swimming pool, in the sea, which is frowned upon. So 2 young ladies here being picked up by 2 gentlemen here. They're giving him a lift. Probably not the safest thing in the world to do, but it might turn out to be not the most dangerous thing in this film. It's probably the shark, I'd imagine. He wants them to sit on his lap. Ha 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 ha. He's just laughing a bit too long and a bit too. She's got the 2 young women. He's picked them up. They're giving him a lift. The other guy has got in the back of the truck, and he's getting a bit handsy. Probably she's just told him to put both hands on the wheel. Don't want an accident, por favor. So I guess now what they're doing is the guy who is a very muscular guy, certainly his top half is very muscular. He's just sort of wandering around this beach. I'm not beach area. I don't know if he works there or he's there on his own on his holidays. He's been in the same shorts. It's now night, and he's still wandering around. Now he's climbing up things. Now, whether he's not supposed to be at this resort or what he's up to, he's doing a bit of like free climbing kind of thing to get into the hotel. But I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. He seems a bit strange. Definitely didn't have this in Jaws. Sort of random man in short in speedos wandering around getting into people's hotels. Oh, okay. He's having an affair with the lady, and she's inviting him in with the most 70s negligee you've ever seen. So the two ladies are now going for a drink, being ushered in by these gentlemen. Oh, it was the shop. It was the shop, and now they've been to the shop, and now they're going back. Now the ladies have decided to go in the back of the truck because, and he's stopping himself from touching them inappropriately, so that they don't have to be with him. And the two men are driving the cab, so like basically keeping their distance from these two guys they're getting a lift from. It's like a lemon truck. Oh, an orange truck. Although the oranges are very light. They look like lemons. I was thinking that's a lot of lemons, but it's oranges, of course. Can we eat some? No, I've counted every single one of those 5,072 oranges. That's one way of stopping the guy being all handsy, is just sitting with the oranges in the back of the truck. Dios amor. What does that mean? Dios amor. Something love. Dios, day of love. Day of love. There we go. He's just saying, I want these girls to never forget this night, which is a bit worrying. You're going to try and convince them. I mean, I imagine sharks will come into this soon, so I imagine that they've both fallen asleep in the truck. That what he's going to have a climb in near them and freak them out. Oh, this is not looking good. Oh no. Oh, this is not good. So, how is it people describe it now? So, if you're watching this, I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning. It's an SA moment. She's speaking to him in Spanish to say something or other. Oh no, that's okay. They've changed their mind. They're both happy to get involved with these gentlemen now. They've changed their mind. They're like, well, you wanted to see the world. This is definitely not like Jaws. This is very much like Jaws. Not so far, other than the guy in the hospital bed looking a bit like Matt Hooper. And then we're back to the couple who are having the affair. He's a bit of a gigolo, I think. She's giving him money. You don't have to be a gigolo. You don't have to be a prostitute. Oh, no. A man, oh, a male gigolo. If you're a fan of Flight of the Conchords, you might have got that reference. He's creeping out. He's been having an affair with this woman while her husband, brother, uncle, whoever he is, don't know who he is fast asleep in the bed. But as he backs out, oh, here are all the rest of the family. He's pretending he was there with the guy. Pretending that he was chatting to the guy. Oh, and we're back to the Hooper guy. In the hospital bed. He's speaking Spanish now to the... He's gone back into Spanish now, the guy in the hospital bed. He was talking English before. So I met some sort of traumatic event has happened to him because he's in the hospital and he can't remember what was happening. He was saying this earlier on. And now we're cutting to a boat. Oh, lots of people visiting the island now. I imagine it's an island. Oh, it is an island, isn't it? It's the island Mother... What's it called? Mother Island or something? Loads of people bringing all their bags full of stuff, towels, and buying hot dogs. Wearing the sun hats, lots of tourists. Oh, I've got something I could wear for this, actually. it out. Oh, it's going to show up a bit weirdly. I got my captain's hat. And I've got my special shirt that I bought from CNA when I was a kid, just because I like the look of it, and it had hula people on it. Look, Canada. The thing. And I'm going to show up on the green screen, aren't I? Because there's green on it, I think. So I'm going to look a bit strange in this. I bought this because I was a big fan of Magnum PI, and I thought he might wear this. Oh, look at this. Look at that. I will blend in seamlessly on this island. This guy's wearing a t-shirt with Chicago, the band, on it. I am a green screen. I might take that off. I'll put this on though. There we go. Welcome aboard. Tintorera. And they've got some sort of small sharks here just attached to the boat, I believe. Oh, here come the planes. The planes are coming in. There's so many people on this island. It's ridiculous. You've got some Love Boat-esque music playing here. But I think it says romance horror on the thing. So, romance, looking for a little romance, given half the chance. Yeah, they've got those planes that land on the sea coming in. It's going to be full, this island. We've got a yacht, a yacht. Yeah. Working in education with people from all over the world, I would say the word yacht is one of the most problematic words for people to say when they're learning English. Yacht. Oh, my dog's come to join me now. She's happy. It's probably the warmth of the island. So we're on a yacht. Take a good hard look. I'm standing on a yacht. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. If you're on the land, then you're sure not me. Oh. So he's studying here. I've got it in English subtitles now. It's weird how it switches between English and Spanish. The other guy looks like a kind of knockoff version of the 70s Flash Gordon. Whiskey. He's ordered a whiskey. Whiskey with quinoa? Really? You have whiskey with quinoa? I think he means water. That can't be right. Quinoa? Quinoa. Oh, we're going through the stock taking now on the boat. What they got? A lot of tins, some beers, some J&B, all the essentials. Do you know, I feel like these boat films that I've seen, there's one with the cat one, or one with George Kennedy. I'm sure there's J&B all over that as well. What is it about people on ships and J&B? Hey, how you doing? Hey, Tex. Drive is so strange. I thought, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Was it a double bill or anything like that with another shark movie? Because there were so many of them, wasn't there? Oh, Susan George on the big screen. Wow, would be amazing. Beautiful lady. She's not popped up in the film yet, though, I'm afraid. They're just doing a bit of cooking at the moment. It's a lot of preamble, but I guess. But we've not really seen anything happen with the shark, other than a bit of Jacques Cousteau footage at the beginning. We're 15 minutes in. This is an hour 55 film. Did it feel like a film that went on a long time when you were watching it at the drive-in, or were you just eating popcorn, or did you fall asleep? The particular kind of orange hair that this gentleman has. Let's read the plot while they're just chatting away. So the plot of the film is Let me go there. Stephen, a US-born Mexican businessman, arrives at a Mexican resort village on a yacht anchored offshore. One of the local fishermen and the caretaker of the yacht, Colorado, takes Stephen with him, and he goes out to haul in the sharks he has caught. He is annoyed to find that another shark has taken a huge bite out of one of them. Oh, that's what we just saw before. Stephen then sets his sights on Patricia, an Englishwoman on vacation. That's not a particularly nice phrase, is it? Sets his sights on her. They have a whirlwind romance, but break up when Stephen can't decide if he's in love with her. Oh, isn't that always the way? Stephen is extremely jealous. However, when she begins a relationship with Miguel, a womanizing swimming instructor, I know that. I've still seen Miguel sneaking into people's rooms. He's got the sort of Bruno Sammartino, very top half, muscular kind of body. A womanizing swimming instructor at the nearby resort hotel. While Stephen stews on the yacht, Patricia and Miguel have intimate relations. Then she goes skinny dipping in the ocean and is eaten. Oh, spoilers! By a large, spoilers from 1977, a large 19-foot long tiger shark. The next day, Stephen confronts Miguel in the hotel bar. Miguel tells Stephen that Patricia was in love with Stephen. What? Oh, okay. But she must have returned to England. Neither man even learns of her true fate. Miguel then introduces Stephen to two sisters, American college students, Kelly and Cynthia Madison. They go on a double date and swim to the yacht for some skinny dipping. It's all about the skinny dipping. At the sister's suggestion, the shark is in the water nearby, but they safely make it to the boat. Blah, 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 blah. It's all like Miguel and Stephen meet. Young women, young tourists, and then retire to the yacht for some "How's your father?" And then the next time they go shark hunting, and then but something bad happens to Miguel. Gabriella's upset. Whoever Gabriella is. More women, more skinny dipping. Rinse and repeat, and then Stephen becomes pretty much obsessed with the shark, and that's it really. So let's see. I don't remember what the other movie was. I just remember not a lot happened. Yeah, I think there's probably going to be a few really cool moments because there's some like real oceanographers filming this, some cool like shark attack bits, and in between that, just Stephen and this guy meet a new lady, skinny dipping, back to the yacht. Oh, just missed them. Oh, got them, and then yeah. So I think that's going to be it. At the moment, they're like perving on the ladies with the little telescope thing. Ahoy there, Liv. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling better. It's good to see you. I was going to wear my Hawaiian shirt, but because I've got my green screen behind me, it would be a problem. Let's see. I remember on the other side of the drive-in, there was a lot of big. On the other side of the drive. Oh. Yeah, when you're a little, to the chagrin. I was going to say maybe because you were like young and you were still at the point where you might have been like girls, but yeah, I guess I saw something recently and I was like, wow, what a cool oh, you are feeling better. Oh, that's really good. That really makes me happy. I was thinking about you and hoping you're feeling better. Yeah, there was something I saw recently, and it was we didn't really do double features unless maybe in the 70s we did a bit, but not when I was a kid we didn't really. And it was something I saw a really good poster for a double feature, and I was like, oh, that's because that one wasn't going to do very well. They put them together. I'm trying to remember what it was. It might have been something I watched recently. So they're just drinking at the moment, just sat on the beach drinking. I was feeling better and saying hi to Tex. Awesome. That's so cool. So they're lying on branded NFL towels. They should probably be collector's items now. So yeah, they're just basically just chatting up women, and without knowing it, putting these women into terrible danger by inviting them to go skinny dipping on their yacht. I think I've had a margarita. I've probably had a margarita. I've definitely had a margarita pizza. I'm sure I've had margaritas. I think I've maybe bought some. I went through a phase of buying pre-made cocktail bottles. So this is from 77. So 2 years before I was even a twinkle in the eye. Isn't it funny how the idea of a marine biologist went from being like a guy in like a white jacket and quite studious and glasses and going out and studying things, to curly hair, beard, double denim. Like it completely changed the look of it. And when you see the people interviewed on the sharksploitation documentary, which is amazing, I really recommend it, Steven Scarlatta's one. All the people who grew up to be marine biologists all wear double denim, like, and the men anyway, beards, glasses. They're just like, hang on a minute, they wear captain's hat. No, they don't. Yeah, 1977. Margarita pizza. Yeah, so does Kevin McAllister, and you can't go wrong with that. He loves a cheese, plain cheese. 12 years old and sorry in 77. Okay, 77 was a hell of a year. 77, I believe. 79 was a good year. I know that. I remember it well. Well, the last couple of weeks of it. Yeah, I think I've had margaritas. I just can't remember. Yeah, maybe I've done that, or I bought them pre-made up. During lockdown, I really got into gin, and now I've got some mead. I'm really like mead because this where I live is like a shipping area, and they sell mead in these local places. There's a place nearby called the Rum Story, and they sell all different kind of rums and stuff. So I've been trying those out, but there's also really nice local breweries, so that's been my main thing. Ooh. Oh, that's a strange cut from seafood to some sort of party. Like I say, the link is in the description to this, or it should be. There we go. Public service announcement. I'm 23 minutes into this film, which is an hour and 56. And now, as they are post-coitally enjoying chilling out, we're going under the water and having a good look here. It's like the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, which I really enjoyed, by the way. It's probably one of my favorite Wes Anderson films. I think Rushmore and The Life Aquatic are the two that I've seen in cinemas, but I really enjoyed. Tail end of 89, you were there just kind of the tail end of Batmania. 89. Yeah, I think 89 was a good year for me as well. I was really getting into movies, and I was like at the height of my personal confidence because you hadn't hit that age. A bit like Texan being about 12. 12's I think 11, 12's a good age because you're not self-aware enough to be shy. So if you go on holidays and stuff, you like play and chat with other kids, and you've got no spotty breakouts, so you're quite confident. I remember 89 wearing like I got my first ever movie T-shirt, which was a Batman 89 one. I love the Life Aquatic and the music in it. The Bowie music has been used so well, and obviously the guy who plays the Bowie stuff. But like the big fight where they take over the ship is so funny and awesomely edited and just so good, and it looks great. I think I even bought an orange hat to wear because I love that. Yeah, well. Yeah, to be honest, like I remember going and seeing Ghostbusters when that came out, losing my tooth in Ghostbusters, watching E.T. at the cinema. Those were good years. Life Aquatic is a great film. Underrated. Love Rushmore. Love Rushmore. Love when he puts on the big Vietnam play. the budget for that must have been through the roof. That's so funny. I do. However, if I wear anything black, it just gets dog hairs all over it. Hence why I tend to wear grey stuff. What have I got under here? What am I wearing? Oh, I've got like a dog's. That's a good promotional thing. Street Paws. If you Google Street Paws, they help homeless people's dogs. Yeah, it's a Street Paws T-shirt. So he's telling this woman that he's in love with her. I've never been in love with anyone my entire life, but I can make an exception for you. I'm not sure if it's love or physical attraction. He won't know this because he's been through about 12 women already. Should be bloody well ashamed of himself. Shocking behaviour. I guess you wouldn't know how you behave in that situation unless you were in that situation. That's all I can say. I wonder if I can get my Tintorera poster on. There we go. It looks like I have a Tintorera poster on the wall now, doesn't it? Also looks a bit like I've got a picture of Susan George looking concerned on my wall as well. Oh, there comes the shark to the sound of a deep bass guitar. Like a funky Jaws tune. Funky little George. George? Jaws. Why did I say George? Oh, Susan George. Funky little Jaws. He looks like he's smiling. He's like, hungry. Looks like he's got little sharks attached to the bottom of him there. Unless it's a mummy shark, which is a technical term. What label put this out? Do you know what? I don't even know if you can buy it. I don't know if you can buy it, or if you can. I don't think it's on like a boutique release or anything. Let me have a look and see who it's been released by. I'll get right back. Release dates. Hey, it was a double bill in the UK. Double bill in the UK with Alice, Sweet Alice. Brooke Shields' first film, and it was released as Tintorera Killer Shark in the US, just Tintorera in Britain. Strangely, came out in Britain before the US. Came out in Mexico first, then Sweden, Italy, Germany, UK, double bill. Oh, double bill with Communion as well. I don't know Communion. Oh, Communion is Alice, Sweet Alice. Oh, okay, right, got you. There is possible to find both versions on DVD, but it doesn't say who from. The different, because they lost the voice acting of Susan George and the other lady whose name escapes me. Let me have a look and see if I can buy it anywhere. I don't think I will be doing, but let's see. It is available on import, so you can get it in the US. And the front cover makes it look like an airport film with all the names of the people all on the top. It is out. It doesn't say who. Desert Mountain Media. Wow, Desert Mountain Media. Or you can get it on Blu-ray for £20 in the UK, which is a KL Studio Classic. Again, it's not had a big KL Studio Classics, anyone? It's unusual. Anyway, back to our heroes. He's got one of those cool sun visors on. I like sun visors. I like hats, full stop, but yeah. Street Paws, yeah. I don't know if it's just in the UK, but Street Paws were amazing. I was following them on Twitter for ages, and they make really cool T-shirts. I don't know if you can see. It's got like a man and his dog. I don't know if you can see it. Excuse me, Marcy. I don't want to crush my dog. I'm showing a dog charity T-shirt, which would be the most horrible irony. So it's got like a kind of a dude and his dog. There we go, Street Paws. I think I'd accidentally donated this T-shirt to my wife, but I just recently found it again. I love it. People often ask me about it if they see me walking around. Yeah, some of those companies, some of the production companies of brand or distributors, should I say, couldn't even tell you who they are. It's not been given a boutique release. So Vinegar Syndrome are doing so well. They're setting up their own label, or they've set up their own label, aren't they? They're making films now. And they tried it with sort of half and half by doing the New York Ninja redubbing, which I didn't really enjoy that much. Oh, and here we go, straight back to J&B. Oh, my word. Those shorts are... he's got like a tartan shorts and like a blackjack dealer's visor on. And the tartan shorts are very tight. I don't think I'd like that level of tightness. They're very... He looks like a picnic table, like that kind of crisscross. And the other guy's got tight cut-off jeans and white vest. He looks like a hustler. And he's got the really dyed blonde to the point where his hair's gone orange. Yeah, it is very. I do like it. I do like the way it looks. It's not like too twee or like, it's just cool. Yeah, you can come back now, Marcy. I'm sorry I moved you. I'm getting the silent treatment now. There's Marcy. She's I've got a bit of rubbish around, so I'm going to have to excuse my breath. There she is. She's not interested in me at the moment. I got a new laptop, all sort of like reconditioned laptop, and then instantly the camera stopped working and I broke the laptop. So I got a new camera now, which does mean I can lift it up and move it around again. I'm trying to see what shark related things I've got. Not a lot. Not a lot. Even though I do absolutely love Jaws. I just rewatched all the Jaws films recently. It's so funny. The fourth one, when Ellen Brody just gets on the boat, she's like, right, that's it. You're taking it too far this time following us. I'm going to sort this out. Like, what are you going to do? Like a little old lady. Well, I know what you're going to do. You're going to ride a boat into him and then he'll just explode. Spoilers for Jaws 4: The Revenge. Or Jaws: The Revenge. Don't think there's a 4 in there, is there? Oh, thanks, man. No, appreciate you. I appreciate that. Just getting up and having a chat and enjoying. Excuse me, and enjoying. I'm literally trapped in here while we're having some painting done outside the room. So I was like, I'm going to do an earlier stream for me. I guess morning stream for people in the US, North America. So it's always cool when you can join us. And I see you when you're on your channel, Tex, and I encourage people to go and watch them. Often I'm asleep again, time differences, but I do go back and watch. I just need to comment more, I think, because I go through watching and I go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I need to catch up on that film. So no, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bud. Have a great rest of your day. So our two heroes here, obviously, as I think the phrase is, I don't know, is it politically correct to say that they are skirt chasers? No, that's what they're doing. They're chasing around. And these women are wearing skirts, so it's factually correct. But it's not the skirts that they're chasing, it's the contents of the skirts, I guess. A lot of going out, picking up ladies, bringing them back to the yacht, skinny dipping. I wonder how common that is for marine biologists. I guess it's more of a rich person's folly than a marine biologist one. This guy is just chilling. He's like a marine biologist with in a lowercase marine biologist. He's more of a playboy / marine biologist. I don't think he's met up with the gigolo guy who keeps popping up. Yeah. Imagine if like Richard Dreyfuss was a super stud, and that's this guy. And the other guy, imagine that like Sam Jones as Flash Gordon had kind of been left out in the sun too long and become very dehydrated. Then that's what the other guy looks like. Kind of like a raisin version of Sam Jones. Oh, and it's morning again. I'm not sure. It's not like they're trying to keep retention rates up by having the longest film possible. Ooh. We've got one of the ladies looking at herself in the mirror, admiring herself in the mirror. Quite an interesting shot there, like lighting and stylistically. And the man is still asleep. She got some clothes on. Oh, she's going for an early morning skinny dip. Unusual, that. It's usually you go for a skinny dip when you've had a few drinks in these films, don't you? But the music is telling me I need to be worried. Yep, she's having a bit of a swim, and the music's playing a bit like a Bat Villains. Oh, blood in the water, blood in the water. The music does remind me of the old Batman 60s. He's like, oh, what's going on? Where's she gone? Anyway, she's being chomped. She is being chomped. I don't think there is one sharksploitation film that I really don't want to see, which is where they use the actual death of a stunt person in the film. I don't think it was Tintorera because it would have said on the Wikipedia. But look, blood in the water. Giant K in the middle of the screen for some reason. I think you might be able to find a better link to it. And here he comes, and we get to see his untanned hairy bottom. I'm only saying that because the rest of him is so deeply tanned. It stands out. He looks a bit like Bruno Sammartino crossed with Lou Ferrigno. Some great references for anyone who's watching this, hoping for me to say things like Skibbity Toilet and Riz. It's the Rizzler. This guy is the Rizzler. He is. There's nothing out there. No, I don't think you have. Is that a shark movie? Oh, look, a poster for Corona beer. I wonder how much Corona beer got hit by the coronavirus. There he is. Mecha Dreyfus. I love how sometimes the camera zooms in on stuff like it's very important, like an empty chair, for no reason. Oh, they meet. They finally meet our irresistible Richard Dreyfuss, muscly guy, and Lou Ferrigno Sammartino. There's not going to be enough women around for these two. Huh? There's nothing out there. I'll have to check that out. No one was. Music. That's helpful. So whenever he speaks Spanish, it just comes up and says music in the subtitles. So it's like you'd have thought this was a musical. Girls, this is my best friend. I didn't get that impression. This is Steve. We are very, very good friends. Oh, he's pretending he is good friends. Saying that Steve's married. Introducing two ladies to them. So I don't know if Susan George gets top billing just because she's famous, or most famous, but she's not actually. But he's just mauling these two ladies. But I don't think I've seen her. I don't think I've seen Susan George yet. If I have, she doesn't look like her normal self, because she looks like that in this film. But maybe her hair looks darker in it. Hey, SPC, how's it going? What's happening? Yeah, we're watching Tintorera. Tintorera, killer shark or tiger shark, depending on what you want to call it, or just Tintorera in the UK. So these two guys are pretty much just chatting up the entire female population of the island. One shark has attacked one woman so far, and that's it really. The link to this film is in the description. We are 39 minutes and 17, 18, 19 seconds into the film. Well, that means we're about a third of the way through, if my maths is correct. By my 60, 17, 90. No, probably just less than a third. So the two guys who are kind of the gigolo of the resort and the nominal, I mean, tiny amount of work that he puts in as a marine biologist, who I believe is called Steve. Steve ask you that perchance? No, they're having a cigarette. I mean, every minute of this needs to stay in the film. I mean, I was just wondering, is Steve ever going to have a cigarette? How many drinks are they going to have? Is the other guy going to, like, how many women is he going to touch up? Probably either Twitter or X, what it's called, or Instagram. I think they're on my link tree. That sounds interesting, exciting. On my link tree, you should be able to find a link to some way of chatting to me. That sounds awesome. That'd be really cool. And if you can't find a way of getting in touch with me, I'll just comment on one of my videos and I'll put something up temporarily and then delete it so you can get in touch. Oh, that's awesome. So this is really the story of two very, very horny men who like drink and food. And in somewhere, a shark is very slowly killing one or two people. But so far, nobody knows about that. Hmm. It is very slow moving. The underwater shots are interesting and really good. And obviously they're real sharks. So it's pretty cool to see. But I guess you could watch a whole shark documentary and see the similar. Oh dear. They're literally, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know this bit's all in Spanish, but um literally it's hmm. So just chatting away. I'm literally falling asleep. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to work out what's going on. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard, Larry. Welcome aboard. This is so funny. It's like just every 15 minutes they basically entice some women back for skinny dipping, and then those women sometimes make it back and sometimes don't. And when they don't, it's just like, oh, they probably had to leave and go home. Like completely, what's the word? Like not irreplaceable, the opposite of irreplaceable, completely like interchangeable to these guys. So yeah, it's quite funny, really, because it's so rubbish in that sense. Not funny because I agree with the sentiments, but funny because it's so ridiculous. This reminds me a little bit of The Uninvited. Yeah, Marcy is my cabin girl. She's climbing up and looking out. We can't go outside today because it is ridiculously bad weather. And also we're doing a bit of painting, so I'm keeping her in here so she doesn't walk through the paint. So that's why I'm here. You just woke up, man. Well, good morning to you. Welcome aboard. So, food, drink, skinny dipping, and repeat. That would be the t-shirt for this if I was making a t-shirt for this episode. Food, drink, skinny dip, repeat. You want a bit of rain, a little bit of summer rain. The woman just went, Christ, it's absolutely incredible. You don't hear that very often. I heard that from Al, actually, that it was ridiculously hot where he is. We got some skinny dippers. Come on, Steve. Get those flares off and get in there. Oh, no, he's left the flares on. Well, those are really going to be skin tight. He might not be able to get those jeans off. I might need them surgically removing. And then we've got some sort of Playboy-esque music, like saxophone kind of thing, as he brings a bucket of champagne. Champagne, darling. And he's wiggling his... Oh, he's got no pants on again. I mean, I have seen far too much of this guy's pale behind. What's his name? I need to shame him. Andrés García. Not Stephen. Stephen wouldn't do so. Andrés García sadly passed away on 4th of April 2023. His father was a combat aviator. Interesting. He was a sex symbol in Mexico and the rest of Latin America, I guess. He was a photo romance novel star. And then in 2005, he made a comeback called Prince Charming, which was about finding his son a girlfriend. And he was flirting with the contestants too much, making his son grow frustrated. This doesn't sound real. Yeah, he was 81 when he passed away. El Tintorera was not one of his early films, it was he'd made quite a few before then. He'd been in a lot. Wow. So obviously he's full of confidence here. He's the, I mean, he's like that sort of 70s wrestler build of like top half looks like he would fall over. The bottom half is just like regular dude legs. Yeah, I think that's right. Yes. It was Zombie 2, yeah. The zombie that fight the shark. So that's the real, whether is that where they really kill the shark? I hope not, but I get very mixed up with the renaming and of all the Italian stuff. I'm not a like if there's any like real, and I always try and steer clear of any real animal violence. I find that too much. So let me have a look, see who the director of this was. I think I mentioned it before, but I got more carried away with the fact that it was from a novel by a real marine biologist. So this was directed by René Cardona Jr., who made a lot of films. Cyclone, Night of a Thousand Cats. There's one for you, Harry. The Bermuda Harry? Who's Harry? Larry? Why did I say Harry? I think I'm losing my mind. The Bermuda Triangle, Jonestown, even sensationalized drama of the Jonestown Massacre. Oh my word. 1979. Beaks. He made Beaks. Spicy Chile he made. I don't know whether he acted in things as well. Doesn't say anything about his acting. René Cardona Jr. You guys are, as they say, chatting it up. Lots of swimming back to the. I mean, I'm surprised he managed to maintain that physique with the amount of alcohol that's going on in this drinking in this film. And then skinny dip, eat, drink, skinny dip, repeat. He seems like he's really enjoying it. If you know what I mean. This is like shake and bake, you know, like two bros. Oh, the ladies are swimming. They're doing a little bit of like scuba, but very low scuba. Like they're getting taught how to do it, and you can hear the in the background. And he's making her go back in. She's a bit dizzy, and then so she said, "I'm scared. I felt like I was drowning." And he goes, "Nobody with your rear end could drown." I didn't know that was a thing. Are we seeing big, small, floaty? Like what? The other guy's reading a magazine, so obviously he's the health and safety officer. Eat, drink, skinny, repeat. Exactly. So there's three of them are three of the ladies are sunbathing with their posteriors up in the air, and our cabin boy, who looks a bit like an emaciated Flash Gordon, is pretending to clean the boat. So is this where Susan George appears? This might be her here, dancing away. Oh, there's some really strange dancing going on, and it's like they've literally, like, they're a robot and they're trying to pretend to be human. So these 10 minutes of like shimmy shimmy dancing, I imagine we could miss this out. We don't need this. Try and move. There we go. Tintorera. It's like a kind of disco beat or ABBA kind of sounding music. Steve's decided he doesn't want to get involved in this parties with all these women, Oh, two of the ladies are enjoying each other's company there. He's just wants to sleep. His cabin boy is. Oh dear. There's some questionable dancing going on here. He's been offered some illegal drugs. Steve. I feel like I made an investment in watching this film, and like a lot of shark films, you get very excited, and then other than the shark bits and some of the like cool lines occasionally, the to-ing and fro-ing from ship to ship or moving around or can be really deathly boring. Like the Shark Attack movies, Shark Attack 3 is funny because it's ridiculously bad. So it has to be very bad. But then, like, The Last Shark is really hard to watch because that is a very boring one. And oh, the wind is blowing at the window and making a loud noise, and Marcy just woofed. It's okay, Mars. Hello. It's not no shark. We're safe here. It's not a land shark. Come here. Not a sharktopus. Sharktopus versus Terracuda or whatever it was. I just feel like I'm watching like clips from Magnum, where Magnum is like jet skiing or on the beach or swimming, and it's just like we'll fill a couple of minutes. Or do you remember in Baywatch when they ran out of story and they just had people running down the beach, or they just had them doing a different activity like climbing or something? It was like 5 minutes to set to music. That's kind of what's happening here. Oh no, it's mealtime now. I feel like we're spending every day with these people. Even Steve looks like he's getting a bit fed up with this party lifestyle. I think, is it called I think you should leave, or I think we should leave? The guy, Tim, comedian is Tim something, where he does where he only stays on the tropical island because he wants to do the zip line, and then he's like begging not for her not to vote him out, and she's like, "You're only here for the zip line," and he's like, "It's not true. It's not true. I love you." That's what I feel like. These guys would be like that. Yep, Marcy the horror dog. I mean, do we need to see every single meal and every single drink these two dudes are having? It's ridiculous. Tim Robinson, yes. I thought I was going to say Crusoe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tim Robinson. Yes, Tim Robinson, of course. Yes, that's him. I've not seen a lot of them. I've seen some where he's doing like a work training one of like what you should and shouldn't say, and that's quite funny. But that one I particularly like, that dating show. If you've ever seen the spoof dating show called Burning Love, it kind of reminded me a bit of that, but a little bit more surreal. That clip, I really do like that. Oh, they've got matching blue and orange with yellow belts. So swimming swimsuits. What do we call them? Wetsuits. Swimsuits. I actually have a wetsuit. I just not put it on yet. We live near the deepest lake in the Lake District, and it's got like the sheerest drop mountain at the side of it. It looks amazing. I keep meaning to go. The thing is, though, taking Marcy can be a problem because lots of people have dogs without them on the leads around these places. So where you're going, like, you've got to be careful with Mars, because she's so defenseless, and like she got attacked once. So I'm very cautious with her around dogs that aren't on leads. So we're looking at some crustaceans under the sea now as the gentlemen are swimming. At least they matched up the men swimming, putting on the swimsuits and then jumping in to this. It's like they're wearing the same thing, so it's not just like stock footage. It's funny when you see these big fish and they're just like It's like they're talking, like obviously they're breathing. They're not like trying to say something. Oh, he's just dropped his gun. Just dropped his harpoon. He's catching a little. He's catching a little. I don't know if it will count as a shark. It's probably about half of his body length. It's a tiny shark. Do you know? There's two. I've seen two sharks wash up since I moved to the coast. One of them, I think, must have got picked up by someone because it wasn't going anywhere. My dog loved the smell of it rotting away, which I had to keep her away from. But yeah, I'd never seen like a shark that close before. Yeah, I like that kind of absurdity. I could never get into like Tim and Eric level of absurdity, but I did like the Tim Heidecker. It's free on his YouTube channel where he does the really leather jacketed 90s stand-up comedian shtick, and he does it for the whole show. And he's just like a terrible comedian. But that's the best thing I've seen of Tim Heidecker. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I love Spinal Tap. I hope you turned it all the way up to 11 and built a little model of Stonehenge, but got the dimensions wrong and listened to it in Dobley. Love Spinal Tap. Now you're in a perfect position to watch the new one, or maybe just watch the some of the other what's he called? Not Guest, is it? Why's my mind's gone blank? What's he called? He made loads like Best in Show, but to be honest, I would still say Spinal Tap is the best. Christopher Guest. It was Christopher Guest. That's what I was thinking of. Stonehenge. I don't know. Yeah, I might give it a go. Maybe I should go back and give them a go. I do like some of the editing of the stuff they do. Stonehenge. And Chris Jericho, the wrestler, used to spoof on Spinal Tap quite a lot. He used to do the thing where he would walk to the ring and he'd be shouting someone's name, but he'd go in the wrong direction, and then you'd see him at the other end of the arena, looking for them, shouting like "Goldberg, Goldberg," and then you'd see him, and he was like, somebody'd have to turn him around and tell him. It's great. Everything. Spinal Tap is one of the best comedies ever made. It's right up there for me with Airplane, in terms of like jokes per minute. So good. Maybe The Jerk as well. Can't remember which one. Oh, Hot Rod we rewatched recently with JT, and that was really, really good. Oh yeah, the Christopher. Yeah, and I wonder what they're going to do with the new Spinal Tap. Whether it'll be as, because they did do a few things for live shows and bits and pieces years ago. Didn't quite hit in the same way. The thing is, it was well with Spinal Tap. The songs are amazing as well. All I can think of is, I can think of a few of their songs. I quite like the ones where they're learning the song. They do "Give Me Some Money." You know what I want, do. Or maybe you don't, do. Give me some money. Oh, the shark's bleeding. So, have they really hurting this shark? Have they harpooned it for real? Oh man, I don't like this kind of stuff where you think, are they actually hurting these animals are these creatures for real? A Mighty Wind, that's a good one as well for your consideration. They're all okay. I think they're all good. They all have funny bits in them, but Spinal Tap is like head and shoulders above. If this guy is gonna kill the shark, I think it's already dead because it's just lying at the bottom of the ocean. Or is that what they do? Is that what basking sharks do? They bask. Oh, it's Tintorera. But oh, he's got something. He's put a hook in its mouth. Oh, it's pulling it. See, I'm not quite sure what the purpose of this is, because now you would be studying them, wouldn't you? You wouldn't just be like shooting them with things and dragging them in. All of this happens, and my subtitle, he's talking and talking in Spanish, and underneath it just says in my subtitles, YouTube subtitles, just says foreign. I feel like these sharks deserve to get their own back. I really hope they eat Steve. Like, eat Steve. Eat both of them. Eat both of these guys. They've drank so much alcohol, probably when they eat them, they'll probably get a buzz as well. Excuse me. Oh dear. I am rooting for the Sharks now. I'm telling you. Oh, they hit another one, unless it's the same one, and they're just showing it twice. I'm just watching all the blood streaming out of them. It's terrible. I need to have a look on. I don't feel like Susan George would have something to do with this film if they were really, unless they're using up footage from other things. Tintorera. Let's have a look in the IMDb trivia and see if we can put our minds at rest. I mean, that's the horror side of it. Is how they're treating these sharks. Let's have a look. Violence severe. The shark attack features lots of blood in the water. Special effects. There are many creatures that show the actual killing of real sea creatures. Animals killed in the movies include various types of sharks and a sea turtle. Oh, boo! Boo to that. Yeah, that sucks. Killing them for the movie. Boo. Mascots, yeah. I maybe only seen that once, or maybe not at all. It's like a big gap between that one and then the other ones. Hey, Nate, Pat Master. I like it. I like the new icon, the new, what do we call it? Thumbnail? It's not a thumbnail. I don't know what it's called, but I like it. Saying hi to Pap. Well, I'm disappointed. Don't buy this film. Oh, here, we've met Susan George has arrived. She'll have been quite young in this, I imagine. Maybe 20, something like that. She runs a sanctuary for horses now, so that's cool. Oh, Pat. Okay, 2 channels. OST 2. And oh, thanks, man. Subscribe to me twice. I like it. No, so she is English in this. And there is Susan George trying to resist the advances of our 2, well, let's call them heroes, shall we? They're not, are they? They're clearly not heroes. Pair of idiots. I'm trying to work out if she's dubbed. Oh no, she is dubbed, but by herself. Yeah, they tell you what, they need to. These turtles, we need Michelangelo and Donatello and friends to kick these dudes' butts. By the way, I do recommend. Howdy there, Pap. I do recommend Mutant Mayhem. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed that. Stephen's Hideaway. So I guess with her being like a name actress, she'll stick around a bit longer. Die Screaming Marianne by Pete Walker is an absolutely excellent film. Better than this one. Right, check this out. What do you think? Which is my best side? I'll do it this way for a change. Why not? I am rooting for these 2 guys to get eaten by the nearest shark. But I don't think it's going to happen. I want the shark to have a gun and be like, smile, you son of a bitch, and shoot Steve. Yeah, I'm trying to think who's my favorite turtle. I think I like Leonardo, but like Michelangelo was the funniest. I'm not sure I was aware of the distinct personalities as much. That's good. So she's doing a bit of diving. This is the 2 guys and her. And I'm not sure what she's doing really. But they've not put her wetsuit on her. I don't think she will have known, surely, that they were doing this real, like, because it'll be obviously a different diver. It won't be the actors in the suits. They'll have just sort of replace them. But I don't get why she would be in this film, knowing that she's such an animal lover. Well, she's swimming here. She's swimming along the surface, so I think possibly that's really her. I don't know, but I doubt it was the two actors here, the two guys, the two leads. Oh man, there's another. How would you like it if somebody got a big, massive? Oh, I don't like watching this. It's not fun. Got a massive harpoon gun and shot you or stuck you through with a thing. It's horrible. Well, now I've got a better camera. There's nowhere for me to hide. I can't hide behind blurry cameras and look a bit younger. Oh man, these poor sharks were doing no harm whatsoever. Obviously, the one that ate the person earlier on, but we don't know it's this shark at this point. He doesn't even know that's been happening. And just watching these sharks just kind of collapse to the bottom of the ocean, I think it's terrible. Susan George is very upset. She looks really stressed out. A yo ho ho and a bottle of rum, my friend. Billions of blue blistering barnacles. Prize to anyone who can say who was that catchphrase? Billions of blue blistering barnacles. Who was that catchphrase attached to? I'll give you a clue to who it is, but I won't tell you the name. He's on that picture somewhere. It's backwards because I'm reversing my camera. Yeah, I was like, my main thing was price. I didn't need a new camera. Well, I did need a new camera. My new laptop, everything was working great. I love the camera on it. And then for some reason, I did an update and the camera stopped working, and even the computer guy couldn't fix it. So I had to buy a new one. But price was my big thing. But I still wanted it as good as the one that was built in. It was a bit of a pain. But yeah, it is a Despitec. And it's actually pretty good. I quite like it. It's got auto zoom. It will go up to 4K. It's about 30, 35, 40 pounds. It's not bad. Obviously, I don't pay for the top thing on StreamYard, so I'm in like 720p or something now, or something like that. Oh, they still had. Yeah, just like I only had it a week. I screwed it up somehow. I don't know. I just can't get it working again. It says it's there. The light comes on, but it doesn't work. And then I was trying to fix it, and I broke the whole thing, and then I had to get a guy to come and fix it. So it's pretty crap. I needed a new laptop because I couldn't do two things on my old laptop at the same time, and predominantly working online. So that's why I used to always have issues with streaming something and then sharing something, or I won't have that now because this has got like better RAM. There we go. Tintorera. I wonder if she knew what was going on in the other bits. Yeah, that's another thing as well. A friend said to me he works in computers, and he was saying just like find an app that you can use a really good phone to attach to your laptop or whatever, and it will be a better camera. Like get a mount to attach it to your laptop if you use a laptop. I love the fact that she's just like la di da when they've just been murdering all these sharks. Let's play some funky music and fly the American flag. Now she's dancing. She's doing a bit of. clicking her fingers and doing a bit of this. That was a pretty bad example. She's trying to dance in front of these two guys. Did you get to see if one of them will dance? But it's that kind of jerky 70s like turkey dancing. Just proper noodly music. Oh, I think Steve likes her because he's not really been as interested as Miguel. Miguel's into all the ladies. Please, shark, eat Miguel. If you're up there and you can grant my wishes, please, Superman, can you please make a shark eat Miguel? She just throw herself in there. Oh, a bit of half skinny dipping from full skinny dipping from Steve. You can tell because I just see his pasty butt. Oh, and here we go. Every time someone gets naked, those sort of Weasley cabin boy starts pretending to wander around. Oh, he's pretending. Steve's now cooking with an apron on, no clothes on, and an apron. Oh. And she's naked, but like I think they've edited it so that in the Austin Powers way, where they're putting things in front of her like plates and stuff. Champagne and caviar for breakfast. Scrambled eggs. An omelette for 3. How do you like your eggs in the morning? I like mine with a kiss. Oh, I don't know. I like mine with water skiing. Oh, off they go. One of them just smashed off the water skis. Oh, no, they're still going. They're still going. And then we see the shark that's going to chomp and eat one of them. That would be awesome. I was like willing to accept Miguel and Steve until they started just randomly killing real sharks. Dumb dorks. Obviously, they were killing sharks back in 70 something, and I can't do much about it now. I couldn't do much about it then. I wasn't born, but I might. After watching this film, I feel like I want to donate to some sort of shark charity. So I'll be looking up shark charities after this film, and I recommend if you can spend £1, $1, €1, put it into a shark charity today. Peter Benchley would agree with you. I was watching a documentary about Peter Benchley, and he went and moved into conservation and changing the perception of sharks all the way through to the end of his life. Who's Peter Benchley? The writer of Jaws. Clothes are all back on now. Fun's over. We're 1 hour and 15 minutes into a 1 hour 56 film. It feels like it could potentially be the longest film of my life, with some sporadic, horrendous violence against totally innocent sharks, and interspersed with clips of Steve's pasty bum. The 3 Musketeers, she's calling them now. Oh, I think they're making rules for them being a throuple. Is it called a throuple? Oh yeah, they're making rules on how to be a throuple. I didn't see that happen. Then maybe they've cut out some more. Oh yeah, there is a kind of an. It said there's like a more adult themed version. No other women because I'm enough for both of you. Absolutely. Much money, penny. If there's any indication of love at any time, any type, then the triangle is dissolved, terminated. Nobody falls in love. Right. Agreed. Three Musketeers. I don't remember. I don't think that's what happened with the original Three Musketeers, was it? It wasn't like they were all in love with each other and sharing a bed. It's not how I remember it. Let me check. See what Oliver Reed has to say about it. There we go. Return of the Musketeers. Let's see. Were they in a throuple? No, they weren't. So she's got it wrong there. There's a Three Musketeers bar, isn't there, in the US? I think I may have had one once. American Candy. See how thankful sharks would be if you go swimming. Yeah, well, true. I mean, and how would they spend the money anyway? They don't even have pockets, do they? To put it in. We're on some sort of looks like some sort of Inca island kind of thing. Oh, Steve's got some huge flares. My dad had some flares like that. Now it's just like a travelogue. Oh, blimey. Miguel has got some big white flares. It's just like doing thruple stuff now. Do you know what though? Like, isn't it true about sharks that they're not it's like basically like a buffet, and you're not the most interesting thing on the menu. That's what I heard. Like, that's the way to think about it. Obviously, we're kind of conditioned by Jaws and films like that, how bad they are. But I don't know. I would be pretty scared, I guess. I could probably fight off the ones that I've seen locally. I mean, obviously, the two that I've seen recently have both been dead, but they're just taking turns kissing in front of a monument and then swapping over, and then winding the camera on and then taking another picture. Where are they going to get these pictures developed? Just living on a boat. Now it's Miguel's turn to kiss her. Then probably both smell of cigarettes and J&B. So I guess when they kiss her, they'll just taste that from the other guy who was there before. I'm very disappointed in Susan George. Not for being in a throuple, but being in a throuple with these two guys. Ooh. He got a woman some random woman to take a picture of the three of them together now. Three Musketeers. What's he making? Squid. Oh, I'm not a fan of squid. Don't like eating squid. Squid Ink. So he's called Colorado, the guy who works in the apparently. Oh, Erico. No comprende. Muy complicado. Oh my word, Steve's flares. I don't know how you can get anywhere without falling over. They've been to the shops. They've come back with alcohol and tins. Honestly, they must just... The cabin boy guy does a lot of good cooking. He's cooking fresh stuff. But then they seem to come back with just tins. Yeah. True. Yeah. Gators and sharks. Has there ever been a very, very good alligator film made? Can't think of many. By the way, I quite like Jaws 2. Quite enjoy Jaws 2. 3, I think it would probably be okay if I watched it in 3D. Tentacles. Oh, cool. You kicked me in my tentacles. Yeah, I think I will check that one out. I will recommend, for bad films, I will recommend Shark Attack 3 with John Barrowman. It's hilarious. I quite like The Last Shark, but it's always more boring than I remember it every time I see it. I mean, the only good thing this has got going for it is Susan George. Colorado, not Colorado, Colorado. I don't know what's going on here. She's trying to prepare a meal for them, and she's just found a what do you call it, tablecloth after setting the table. Crawl, yeah, I saw Crawl. We do this thing where it's like a mystery film, like you don't know what the film's going to be. It's like an early release of a film. Cineworld used to do this, and I went thinking it was going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it was Crawl. But actually, it was okay. Yes, Pearl. Ah, man, that's awesome. I love Pearl. That's a great film. That's when more shark attacks the ship. Really? Maybe the sharks have been sat down watching a movie. They put this on, and they were like, "It's time to get our own back for Steve and Miguel's rampage." I wonder if it's to do with the weather cycles and things like that, stirring them up. Yeah, Pearl's a great film. I'm not seen Maxine because I've ordered it. I want to see it on, I don't know, whichever one's cheaper, Blu-ray or DVD. Because I knew I was going to own it anyway. So yeah, we're having some martinis now. Wow, mamma mia! They're going on a night out. Apparently, she's dressed up now, like in formal wear, ready for a night out. And these two guys are still there in the speedos. I need to rewatch X because I just didn't get much from it the first time I saw it. But I absolutely loved Pearl. I think that, and I know that there's plenty of people who hate it and hate the way her performance and her voice and all kinds of things. But for me, I think it will stand the test of time as like a modern classic. I think Pearl will. I think I was in a high school. The marketing was well. It's in the movies about a serial killer that was never caught. But it ended up. Ooh, there's a bit of a. You're leaving me on the edge of my seat now, Liv. I want to hear the last bit of that story. What? So, high school being about an alligator. Well, I did not expect that. Well, it wasn't about a dinosaur. It wasn't Theodore Rex, was it? No. That's a bad guess. Alligator. It wasn't Alligator from the Garbage Pail Kids. No, these are all bad suggestions. Why am I just thinking of dinosaurs? I guess because they look a bit like dinosaurs. 0708. Wow. So it's about. Was it like a talking crocodile? A talking alligator? Or like just a regular alligator? Like hanging around the bayou or whatever it's called. Bayou. This is for Miguel. One sip for you, one sip for Miguel. He looks like a kind of Latin Elliot Gould in this scene. Oh, Steve's getting jealous. He's got love for her, but the triangle will be dissolved if there's love. We have tension. And then a shark's going to come in and eat both of the men, and then Susan George will fly off into space and go, hooray! That's how the film's going to end. Maybe. Well, she bought them all rings. Oh, my word. Where did she get them from? What are the curtain rings? She's bought them all rings. I guess they're in a throuple engagement. I guess horror romance is the thing. There's not the horror is the way that they're treated the real life animals. The romance is this boring schnozzle. Primeval. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a video of that actually, of like where the trailer and the films do not match how they've sold them. I was trying to think of the curtains. Oh, curtain rings. She's given them like three rings, like because they're in a thruple. But I thought maybe they're curtain rings because where she got them from. It's just silly. It would be the first child conceived by two fathers, she said. Thing is, though, you're either getting a blonde-haired kid, and that's Steve's, or you're getting a very dark-haired, quite hairy kid, and that's Miguel's. So it's not like we're going to go, we just don't know. We don't know. We're in a throuple, and we just don't know who the dad is. Like, come on now. She's definitely leading the... She's like, right, guys, let's go to bed. Strange thing to have a statue on your boat. So we are 1 hour 27 into this crime against sea life. It's your turn. Oh, how nice. She's lying on the bed and they're like, it's your turn. After you, sir. Now they're going to a cave. What do we do if a tiger shark appears? We get out of the water. They seem to just be doing this for fun. I thought at the beginning that Steve was studying things. Stop injuring and harming these creatures. Leave them alone. Oh, I think that's a big... Is that a stingray? The one that looks like that plane. What's that? The plane that's kind of like a big triangle. Looks like a Dorito. That sort of shape. Oh, here we go. We're going to catch it. It really is. Crimes against acting, these two guys as well. This is a bad advertisement for being in a thruple. It makes you kill sea life. She just chills in the boat while they're down below shooting stuff. She's okay with that. So, I mean, as much as I love Susan George, I'm okay with her getting shot in by an errant, what do you call it? Harpoon, just like the other two dudes, because I'm fed up of seeing this. We've got more violence now against sharks. And in she goes. Is it going to chomp on her? I think she's going to get chomped. To be fair, the two guys deserve the chomping more than her, but I can understand why the shark is chomping. It's chomp or be chomped in this world. Oh, I agree, Marcy. I agree. So if you had Marcy, she was like, haha, shark's attacking him. Yeah, boy. It's eating Steve. I think it's eating Steve. Oh, his legs have come off. Right, now turn around and chomp the other guy. Let's go. See, this is what like watching Jaws and rooting for Jaws. I mean, if this film would get you into conservation of sea life more than Jaws. Jaws, you'd be like, hey, he got what he deserved. But is it Steve or is it Miguel? It's hard to tell. He's just got like Steve's head in his mouth now. She's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Goosebumps. She's crying. Obviously, it's traumatic. Yeah, that's how the shark's family feel. As it swims away with Miguel or Steve's head. Oh, and there goes his head to the bottom of the ocean. It's left the head, probably because of the goggles are a bit hard to chew. Die Screaming Marianne. That's a great Susan George film. She's in quite a lot. She's in another one as well. I'm trying to think of that's like another horror. She did loads of great stuff in the 70s, but yes, Straw Dogs, very well known for that. I just think like around this time, around this time, the sort of 70s, 80s, she was just so stunning, like so stunning. And a good actress too. So who's living? Let me see. As she's kissing, it's a hairy arm, so it might be Miguel. Let's see. Pan up. I don't have a preference if it's Steve or Miguel. Some music's playing. Oh, we're zooming out from her face. Oh, she was kissing her own arm. Is it? She was kissing her own arm. Oh, pretending that it's the guy. Got some funky music here. I think has been edited in. Oh, it was Miguel. Miguel's dead. Okay, one down, one to go. Steve, you're next, my friend. Well, I guess no longer does Steve have to worry about being jealous of Miguel, as Miguel's head is at the bottom of the ocean at the moment. It's some kind of butterfly, baby. What a great, weird song that they've edited into this. Yeah, there's no way this is from the time. I don't want to lose you, baby. It sounds like Keith Sweat or something. Or D'Angelo. And this might ruin the throuple, I'll be honest. It's difficult when one of them is just ahead. Baby, yeah. We're watching Susan George's character just put like a new top on and get herself together. And then time for some food. This music is ridiculously weird. I don't want to jinx it, baby. Oh, here comes Steve in some new. He has more pairs of Speedos than I've ever seen. He's got like a sort of a black pair with an orange waistband now. Funky music. To honor the life of Miguel, we will listen to this weird 90s R&B. Baby, baby. Don't want to jinx it, baby. Okay, she's decided she's going home. She's had enough. I mean, it does put a dampener on the throuple. He's just sent her back. He's either sent her back, packed her bag and sent her back, or she's decided to. She looks sad, downhearted. Music plays as Susan George leaves us. Now, I can't read that. I don't know what's happened here, whether she's decided to move on or whether Steve's just like, oh, I can't get over losing my mate. So let's find out what it says in the thing. Gabriella. The next day, they go shark hunting. A shark appears and rips Miguel in half. Okay. Gabriella is so upset that she decides to return to England. Oh, okay. There we go. Stephen, meanwhile, or Steve as I like to call him, Steve, meanwhile, vows revenge on the shark. Listen, it's like Steve, Miguel, 10. The shark's 1 at the moment, or 2. Enlisting the local Coast Guard and fishermen to campaign to kill the tiger shark and seemingly every other shark in the area. I hate the bastards, Stephen tells the troubled Colorado, who in turn assures him that so many sharks have been killed, the tiger shark must have been one of them. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Stephen, the tiger shark attacks 2 other small fishing boats. That's where we're up to now, I think, where we're going to get to. And obviously, he meets 2 more girls later on, Kelly and Cynthia. I don't want to give you too many spoilers, but Cynthia, it's not looking good for Cynthia. Let's put it that way. And Steve decides to kill the shark. And I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to ruin it for you. But I'm hoping Steve gets crunched by 12 sharks. Maybe they bite him on the penis and swing him around by it or something first. Because he's a dick. Obviously, the character of Steve, or whoever it was that was pretending to be Steve when they were shooting all those sharks. So we're 1 hour 36 in. We're getting towards the meat of the action now, where Steve is going to be consumed with revenge from his good friend. They didn't really have much of a. They weren't like, they weren't like bad boys or anything. They weren't like a really good duo. They weren't like Cannon and Ball, or there wasn't like chemistry between them. Because he's killing another shark now. He's like bashing it in the head. Fucking maniac. Ridiculous. Don't watch this, Mars. I don't recommend it. I'm going to put a different background on my screen. I don't want to be promoting Tintorera. Don't watch this film. Let me find a different background for you. Something fun. He's off to a party again. Steve, you don't like it. Keep him down for long. I know what I'll do. I'll put a little advert for Gareth and myself's next escapade on Sunday. There we go. Bit of Robin Asquith in the background. At least we know he's not killing sharks. I feel a bit silly having that when I'm watching this. There we go. Just a brick wall there. What about this? There we go. Just have a brick wall. I think she's my favourite of that era of ladies. So two new girls meeting Steve. Obviously, he's irresistible. I'm a shark murderer, said Steve. Ooh, let's go skinny dipping. Bell end. We're really hungry. She's American, and she says things like, we're really hungry, in a very dubbed American voice. Turtle fillet? Is that a joke? You can eat turtle fillet? Oh my word. Turtle fillet? Has anyone ever... I know there's... Is it French like eating turtle soup? Oh my word. He's like, do you like things that I've killed in the ocean? Would you like one of those? Yeah, there's a little like... My green screen is a little bit wobbly, as you can see, that there's a bit there. Steve's like, I'm going to need another best friend. So I've just met this guy who looks like he's a member of, like an aging member of the Stone Roses. He's going to join them at the party, I think. This is the hammocks, which I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell hammocks. But it might be Spanish on one side, but the English I don't think is right either. So he's got these two ladies. Steve's like, must have a sign or like a little card. Like you have a card like, I can't eat this, or if I have a medical issue, you contact this number. Steve's is like, I am only in thruples. Here's his hippie friend. He looks like the sort of celebrity drug dealer Howard Marks. He's took the two ladies off. Steve's in this like one-piece white jumpsuit. The big cigarette with ash hanging off it. Scooby-Doo. Hey, Vejo, Steve, welcome home. Steve, everybody knows Steve. You know Steve, you all know Steve. Same OG, just a little low key. An old friend back from and he's just literally kissed 2 ladies at the same time. Steve, the Thruple King. Nectar of the gods, drink this. Don't ask what it is. Yeah, don't trust people who say things like that. Public service announcement. Steve, you're going to prison, my friend. Fish crime. Dynamite. They're just giving him like a big shell, and it's got something in it, but apparently it's tequila, coconut juice, a little rum, a little green tea for rheumatism. Don't know if that's going to give you rheumatism or save you from getting rheumatism. We'll find out if Steve starts saying how I've got rheumatism later on. Stay tuned. Oh, it's an aphrodisiac. Hope you were all writing down those ingredients. Mike, where is he? Well, you mean Miguel. Mike/Miguel, he got eated. He got edited. He lost his head somewhere at sea. Oh, cheesy dancing again. Got some cheesy, greasy dancing, some turkey chicken kind of dancing. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Okay, you get the idea. But it's not putting him off his skinny dipping. Mike is like, and plus, his flares are wet through right now. He's walking along the beach and his flares, that would irritate me. His flares are so wet. I have an idea. Why doesn't everyone take their clothes off? Yes. Okay, we're an hour. What are we? We're an hour 43 into the film. I have an idea. Why doesn't everyone take their clothes off and go skinny dipping? I'm sorry, love, but that is not an original idea. We've just watched every member of this film do this. She's kept her pants on, keeping her dignity there. However, the shark is drawn to those white underpants like a moth to a flame. Now, I'm afraid one of these ladies is going to meet a very bad end. Sadly, Steve will still survive. What's he doing in the water there? He's just humping. Steve's like humping on this lady. He's worse than the sharks. Who's more of a danger in the water, Steve or the shark? Oh, yeah, you know Steve, don't you? Oh, yeah, the guy who wears flares who likes skinny dipping and thruples. The shark's like, oh. Oh, it just took it. It took her away. It's got it. Oh, man, it missed Steve. Just kill Steve. Oh, the other ones are swimming away. Has it got her arm or all of her? Go, shark, go. Eat them all. Eat them all. Okay, so in the comments or in the chat, if you're Team Steve, hashtag Team Steve. If you're Team Shark, hashtag Team Shark. Same in that if you're watching later on in the comments, if you're Team Shark or Team Steve. If you're Team Steve, right? Let's just make this very clear. If you're Team Steve, you're not Team Matt. Just saying. Oh, and he's woke up. Oh, it's topping and tailing the beginning of the film. Steve's in hospital in a gown. And his friend, the guy who runs the galley, who's like his sort of cabin boy guy, who's like about 70, has come to pick him up. So the admiral guy, the commandado or whatever he's called, is there to help check what's going on with Steve. Steve's like, listen, we've got to go out there and kill every shark in the world. This is a rational response. I wonder why they're attacking you, Steve. Could it be that you've been killing their entire family for weeks and months on end? Let's eat Steve. And he's going now. He's going back into the water. Let's kill all the sharks. I hate those bastards. Well, they hate you, and so do we, the audience. I wonder how many, I don't even want to know, but I wonder how many sharks or sea creatures got hurt making this film, got killed making this film. He's just caught another one. Fuck off, Steve. You absolute dick. Honestly, I never need to see sharks being hunted again. I was getting all the ships out to kill them now. So he's now saying that we've killed so many sharks that surely we have killed the one that killed your friends. Hello, Marcy. Hello. Hi. This is the kind of content that you need when you're watching a film like this. A dog with their belly in the air. That's what you want. It's much better. Hello, Marcy. You're being a good girl. You don't like Steve, do we? No. What's that, Marcy? She says, fuck Steve. I totally agree. Totally agree. Don't agree with the use of that language, but totally agree. This is not what I was expecting, if I'm honest, with this film. Especially, I thought it might just be because it said romance as well. But like the romance and the brutal slaughter of living things kind of makes the romance mean a bit less. What a weird film. And then I guess there'd also be hardcore adult themes, bonking and such, if you were to watch the other version. So what a weird combination of things to put in a film. I put a warning on my video, don't watch this film. Oh. So Steve's having his morning cup of coffee before he goes to kill every shark. We're on 1 hour 49, just ticked over to 1 hour 49. We've got about 6 or 7 minutes left. I'm hoping some of that are credits and Steve gets munched. Who remembers Sharky and George? There's a better memory for you. Dear me. There we go. Doesn't really matter where I have my wall now, does it? Team Susan George. Shark Night. Ooh. Shark Night. Oh, yeah, it's like kind of the opposite of Ladies' Night. No, that would be Men's Night, Matthew. Fool. I think this film is addling my brain. Team Susan George. It's fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, there again, she did just sit there and do nothing. But then she did just decide, she was just like, I'm giving him. She did go, hey, Professor Macabro. You'll be here, seeing me or hearing me butcher either Portuguese or Spanish or a bit of both in this film. So I apologize. But yeah, if you've seen this one, I know you've seen a lot of shark movies. This is not a good one. This is bad because of the violence towards real sharks and real things. Ah, there he is. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Macabro. And he's just trying to convince everyone to go and kill every shark, which is a bit of overkill. Just because, a few humans all the sharks in the ocean. I mean, it's never ending because other sharks will come in, won't they? Oh, so they're murdering a turtle, which is horribly violent, and then dribbling its blood into the water to attract the sharks. Don't watch this, mouse. Don't watch this. Turn away. This is ridiculous. Papa, can you hear me? So the girl who I think she's lost an arm. Oh, she got 2 arms. That got saved. Is this better or worse than? Well, I watched Jaws 4 the other day. I've not seen Sharks of the Corn. I watched Jaws 4 again for the first time for a long time, and I don't know. It's got Michael Caine in it, so he's like, I like flying planes. All right. So I got Michael Caine in it. Lorraine Gary is terrible in it, and she seemingly she overestimates her own abilities as a shark hunter. There's some weird stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense. Mario Van Peebles decides to do a completely different accent from the place where he's from. He's just like, okay, Seychelles, I'll just do Jamaica. So he just tries to sound like Bob Marley or something. It's a ridiculous film, but a lot more fun than this. This is a sad film. If you like sort of joyless thruples, blood of like innocent creatures being spilt, and you're seeing the gory, violent detail of creatures being murdered for no apparent reason, then this is better. The only good thing this has got going for it is Susan George, and she's left now. Steve and Miguel, who like being in thruples together, are absolute dicks. And Miguel lost his head, had his head bit off, and I was happy. I was pleased. Oh my word, I'm not very good at line reading. I say, I have to do that. I only told you to blow the bloody doors off. I once saw a shark with teeth the size of a tangerine. And then you do the older version where you're like, should I prepare the Batmobile? Batmobile Master Bruce. I can't do that as well, the older one. It's a bit more shaky. I told you. I was happy that Steve got his head bit off. And Miguel. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for murdering all the sharks in our local vicinity. We do appreciate it. Thanks for visiting us from the US of A. Ridiculous. Steve exploded. Would be a great end to this film. You know, like when I do the Blood Debts ending, where it's like, and then it goes, and just a bit like, that's what we want for Steve. Steve is one of those people that deserves the worst in life. Let me get rid of my brick wall. I've decided I don't like the brick wall. I've got a bit of a wrinkle in my green screen. Let's see. Let's just put a nice picture of Susan George up. Just there we go. She's not in the film anymore, but there we go. Hi, Susan. This sort of is there a political statement here? Marcy, please don't go down there. And Marcy's got a thing at the moment where she likes tying herself up in all the cables and wires around everything. Marcy, come here. Ah, gracias. Yep. I'm still Team Shark. Oh, well done, Marcy. She's literally curled herself up in all my cables. Well, Susan, I hope you got paid handsomely for this film and I hope that Steve and Miguel got paid nothing, or whoever it is who's the actual people who killed these animals. I hope that the same pain that they inflicted was bestowed upon them. Let's say that. Now we've got some music that sounds like Torgo's theme from Manos Hands of Fate. Hands of Fate. Oh man, leave the sharks alone. Oh, it's bleeding now. This is ridiculous. We're on 1 hour 56 of 1 hour 56. So I guess we don't know what's going to happen to Steve. He's just shooting, going. He's just like kapow, 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 like shooting his stick and stabbing sharks as much as he can. And apparently, we don't know what happens to Steve. Let's all make up our own ending for Steve. The end. Oh, there we go. It's just the end. It just stops. So yeah, now I'd just like us to collectively come up with an ending for Steve. The most violent, vicious way you can think of something happening to Steve. Just remember what he deserves and how he's behaved with his friends. So yeah, if you can think of something really terrible to happen to Steve in the film, that's how it ended. Okay, that's how it really ended. I'm thinking of watching a few other shark-based things if I have time. If we have more times where we're painting and I have to stay in my office, but I'm giving this 2 fins down, I'm afraid, mainly because of that. Yeah, time. So I don't know because they're wearing exactly the same costume, like wetsuits, and then it matches up with the ones in the water. Now I don't know. All I can go off is what I've read, and the last thing I read was IMDb trivia, and it said that it just says that they during the making of this film they killed. I'll just read what it says in the violence section of IMDb. However, there are many scenes that feature the actual killing of real sea creatures. Animal killed in the movie included various types of shark and sea turtle. So let's have a look in the trivia and see if it was maybe the best we can say. The underwater fishing scenes were not simulated, and the fish were actually killed. It was only censored for the nudity, which is ridiculous because it's much more offensive. The violence towards them. All the underwater scenes were filmed with live sharks using the submarine expertise of Ramón Bravo, who is the guy who wrote the book that this based upon. So it's starting to make me think that it really did. Showing the only bit that's stock footage is the actual Tintorera, which is stock footage, as the shark is barely 5 feet long, even though it's known as the largest shark ever, due to trick photography. So, and Priscilla Barnes, who I really only know from Mallrats with the 3 nipples. Yeah, I don't think it is stock footage. That's the sad thing. Deep as bluest. My head is like a shark's fin. Yep. My love is like a shark's fin. My love is like a red shark's fin. No, not red one. Yeah. -10 for killing poor shark. Totally. I'm with you, Professor. I'm with you. Well, it's time for me to take my dog for a walk. The weather is still terrible out there, but it will clear my mind and clear my palate from this horrific film that I just watched and inflicted on you. If you're watching it with me, if you were just watching it and chatting along with me, hopefully you got something out of that. And there's only one way to end this. Cruel Jaws, I do like. Shark Attack, those, funnily enough, they're the 2 that I recommended earlier on, Professor. So great minds. That's really cool. Maybe we should watch them together. I'm feeling really wired. Maybe I'll just go. No, okay, I won't say that. I won't say that line. But maybe we should watch Shark Attack 3 together, Professor Macabro, one time. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Oh, and Liv join us. Yeah, that'd be awesome. No, you too. You too. You too. Have an awesome day. Live Star Rewind, always amazing to chat to you. Professor Macabro, always amazing to see you as well. I enjoyed the conversations too. It was worth it for that. Thank you so much. SPC. SPC. The place to be. This is why I never made it as a rapper. What else we got? Pat Master, both of his channels. I'm just saying people should subscribe to. Larry was on as well, the Horror Cat Dad. My 3BB buddy. What's a buddy? It's like a buddy, but said it incorrectly. Shamalos, thank you for joining as always. A good big supporter. Texas Hardcore. This film was definitely hardcore. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else out? I don't think I did. When people who joined in the chat, but people who were actually oh yeah, and yeah, cheers, Dirk. Thanks for that. Yeah, we'll have to chat as well. But yeah, people who joined in the chat, but people who are watching as well on X or on YouTube. If you're watching on X, just give me a click and 15 seconds on YouTube as well, because I don't get those views for some reason on YouTube anymore. Used to do, but I don't know. Maybe Elon and whoever owns YouTube fell out with each other or something. I don't know. Who knows how these things work? But let's all remember Steve's dead, and Miguel is dead. That's the important thing. And all those sharks, I'm going to go and donate a couple of pounds to a shark charity. There's only one way to end this stream, and I think this is what really happened to this is what enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your day, the rest of your night, whenever you're watching this in the future, in the past. Can you watch in the past? This is what happened to Steve.